Good morning, everyone. This is Raffy Gutierrez, and this is my third episode for the program Usapang Relihiyon, Crossroads of Faith. So, I'm wearing headsets this morning because there's a lot of ambient sounds happening here in the beautiful city of Lipa. There's a lot of chickens crowing and dogs barking in the background. So, for the sake of audio clarity and so you can hear me better, I decided to use my headsets. So I do hope that if you are finding the discussions in this YouTube channel beneficial, meaningful, and perhaps a source of insight and wisdom for those of you who are listening in, it would really help us a lot if you could please like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps a lot. So without further ado, let me get to our topic this morning, which is a very intriguing topic that I personally consider not just intriguing, but might actually be controversial. And I hope that after this morning's or wherever you are in the world this afternoon or this evening's discussion, you will gain some clear insight and understanding on what I'm about to talk about today. So my topic of choice this morning is, what is the correct religion? What is the right faith? What path should I follow? Should you follow? So maybe in the larger context of things, this question is probably one of the most difficult to answer because every single person who is following a specific or particular creed, belief, doctrine, religion, faith, whatever you want to call it, thinks that they are following the right path. And when you say the right path, are you saying that your right path is the only path, is the only way, that it is the only correct religion in the world? That if you say that you are right, does that mean that everybody else is wrong? That every other religion out there is wrong? So let's try to understand more deeply and more clearly how this question might be answered or might be provided some insights to from a perspective of a more mystical level or perhaps an even more enlightened perspective. So my take on the question, which religion is right? Which is the correct path? Which faith should I follow? So let's take a look at Christianity or the Christians, for example. Mainstream evangelicals, if you ask maybe a pastor or a priest about which religion is right, of course they will say Christianity and the Bible is the right holy book. It is the word of God. And hence this is the only path to salvation. I think there are very, 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 very few Christians, if at all any, who would say that there is any other way than Jesus. Okay? So if you want to learn more about that particular, very specific, controversial topic of Jesus being the only way, please listen to my earlier video. I actually expounded on that. But I digress and I regress, and let's get back to topic. So Christians will say that ours is the only path. The Muslims will say ours is the only path. Jewish people will say Judaism is the only path. And some Buddhists might say that Buddhism could be the only path to enlightenment, although Zen, the particular Buddhism that I practice, would most unlikely say something like that. So it's a difficult question to answer when you follow when you or belong to a particular religion. So if I were to talk to my younger self decades ago, when I was very, very deep into mainstream evangelical fundamentalist Christianity, I would probably argue and even get to a point where I would probably fight to prove that Christianity is right, to prove that Jesus is in fact the only way to reach heaven, to reach paradise. Okay. So what is the correct answer to a very difficult question? What is the right religion? Because when I say that I am right, someone else must be wrong. When a Christian says Jesus is the only way, that means that the prophet that the Muslims are following is wrong. If you ask a Muslim, they will say that Jesus is a prophet in their teachings, but it's not the prophet. Muhammad is the prophet you should follow. So this is why it is very difficult to put people of different faiths together and help them find a common ground, a point where they can argue or debate their theology to the extent that they will try to agree on which faith is the correct one. Because obviously, if you are a fundamentalist Christian or a fundamentalist Buddhist, a fundamentalist Muslim, or maybe even a fundamentalist Buddhist, you will most likely defend your faith and say that what you believe in is the right one, and you will just be respectful and not actually go forward and say that you are wrong. But we all know deep inside that those who follow, those who consider themselves a believer of a specific faith, believe deep inside that those who are not following their faith are the ones who are following the wrong religion. So let me shed some insight from a more mystical standpoint. I think the problem is really not so much which religion is right, which religion is wrong. But the real question that we should ask is, how does your belief, or what does your belief have in terms of making an impact in your life? Or how does your faith, or how does your religion determine what kind of person you ultimately are? What do I mean? It is easy to identify as something. You know, I can say I am a Christian, I am a Muslim, I am a Buddhist, I am Catholic, I am a Taoist, I am a Tibetan, or I am Hindu, right? Okay, so the next question is actually the more important one. And then what? So what? Right? I know it's a little bit rude to say so what, but really that's where it comes down to, right? So if I were a Christian, I say I follow Jesus, I believe in Jesus. The next question is, how does my belief, how does my faith make an impact or a difference in my life, in the people around me? And why is this kind of questioning the more important kind of question? More than asking the question, what religion is right? Because the truth is, that the simple truth of the matter is, how do we really determine when someone is making a claim, if they are Christian, if they are Hindu, they are Jewish, they are Buddhist, they are Muslim? If we remove the religious, the gesture, the norms practiced, the gestures practiced in a particular religion, like the Catholics make the sign of the cross, the Christians read their Bible and quote Bible verses, and obviously the Muslims will read their Quran and do their prayers and their worship. The Buddhists will do their meditation or read their sutras or chant their specific sutras for their particular Buddhist sect. If you remove the top level, surface level actions and practices that people use to call themselves a particular, or that they are part of a particular belief or creed. So if a Catholic, for example, because I was born and raised Catholic, if we suddenly stop doing the sign of the cross, if we suddenly stop going to church or doing the gestures taught by our religion, or perhaps if I stop going to church completely, right? Does that mean I'm no longer a Catholic? Does that mean if I stop reading the Bible and stop going to Sunday service, does that mean I am no longer a Catholic or a Christian? So let's look very, very, very intently and closely on these things. What really makes someone a Christian? What really makes someone a Muslim, a Jewish person, a Hindu, a Taoist, a Buddhist? When you remove all these surface level things. Because the rightness or the wrongness of faith goes way deeper than what we see on the outside. Remember, even in Christianity, Bible verse says that not all who call me Lord or drive demons out in my name will be saved. And Jesus actually said to those who called to his name that they are evildoers and they will be cast away. So what is the basis of Christianity in that particular context? If we were to be very, very specific about the fundamentalist claim that the only requirement for faith is to call out on Jesus as Lord and Savior. But then there is another Bible verse that directly opposes that claim. So I'm not here to further elaborate on these disparities or this seemingly conflicting Bible verses. But there are those two verses that put everything into context. That Jesus is making it clear that you have to follow the will of the Father if you want to be saved, if you want to go to heaven. So what is that? What in each religion really makes you a true practitioner of that faith? That is the more important question than which religion is right. Because at the end of the day, I can say I'm a Zen Buddhist. I am a mainstream evangelical Pentecostal Christian. I am a Muslim that has memorized the entire Quran. Fine. But how are you living your life? How has your faith changed your life? That is where the debate must begin. Even the most fundamental, deepest level of faith is something that we can try to penetrate and grasp. We will see that at that particular level, there is really very little difference. That I personally believe that if Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, and all the other founders, deities of whatever religion out there were in some kind of round table or conference room, that on the fundamental level of what they taught, they all agreed on. And what is that? It's just one thing. This one word that binds that binds and connects us all. And what is that word? And the word that what's happening in the Middle East can easily solve the problem if they just understand and take into consideration the word love. Love. Love, my friends, is what all these religions teach. Love for others. You might argue, you might say, no, wait, hold on, Raffy. It's love for God, not just love for others. Yes, I agree. Love for God, but again, how can you say that you love God if you do not love your fellow man? You don't even love yourself. You do harmful things to yourself. You do harmful things to others. How is there love for God? How can we talk religion? How can we ask what religion is right when on the most fundamental level you fail to grasp that all religions in this world, or the vast majority of them, seek only one thing from their members, from their followers, from their believers. And that is to love. Because that is what unites us all. That is what brings us all together. We can argue to no end because we know what you can watch all the YouTube channels on debates on Christians and debating with Muslims, Catholic, even Protestants debating with Catholics on church doctrine, and the Catholics bombarding the Protestants about the aspects of Catholicism that should be considered as why Catholicism is the better or the only real Christianity, and this becomes crazy because at the end of the day, both Protestant and Catholics believe that believe in the Holy Trinity, right? It's just strange why we even waste so much time trying to argue on all these top level matters, when in the end, if we learn to look beyond, look clearly into what all these religions teach, is that we love one another, because there's all that there is, right? And before I close my talk today, is I want to also bring as another to the table another metaphor. Asking which religion is right is personally also similar to asking like which martial arts is right, which is the best martial arts. It's like, is judo better than karate, karate better than taekwondo, taekwondo better than muay thai better than Brazilian jiu-jitsu, so on and so forth, boxing, Krav Maga, etc. Which of these martial arts is the real martial arts? And if you just go back to what I explained a while ago, is we can argue the techniques on the surface level, like, but at the end, what do all these martial arts share? Is for its practitioners to have a deeper sense of self-discipline, the ability to perhaps defend themselves and protect their loved ones in the situations where they might need to use their art. But there is no right martial arts or wrong martial arts. They're all right. That's why there's mixed martial arts, right? That's why I consider myself as a spiritual person. Although I in practice I do Zen, and I will say Zen Buddhism to if I wanted to be more official about what type of Zen I practice or what Buddhism I practice. But at the end, I consider all of these just mere labels. In the end, what's most important is The most important or the more important question is not what faith, what religion is right, but how has your faith, religion, or what you believe in changed you? And if it has enabled you to love others more deeply, to be kinder to others, to become more compassionate to others. Because what other way can we claim that we love God, or if you love God, or if you believe in God? There is no other way. It is your ability to love others that ultimately determines if your faith is right or wrong. This is Raffy Gutierrez, and thank you for listening this far. And again, if you found this talk meaningful and you've gained some insights, kindly subscribe again to our channel. Please share and like. It will really help us a lot. I look forward to hearing your comments, and I will try my best to respond. Let me know what you think about what I said in this video and my other videos. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you disagree or agree, be honest. Tell me what I think, what you think, and if there's anything else you want to listen to or hear, please post in the comments below. Thank you very much. Gosh show.